Okay, let's talk about something that could literally define your financial future. Is the pension your company offers actually going to be enough for you to retire on? Today, we're putting corporate pensions in a head-to-head battle with personal investing. We're going to find out which one really gets you to a secure retirement.
Right, let's just dive straight into the deep end here. This quote, it really gets to the heart of the matter. We're all taught that our Employee Provident Fund, or EPF, is this super safe, can't-fail option. But think about it. In a world where we're hopping jobs every few years, is that safety just an illusion? Let's dig into that.
So, first things first, we need a reality check. There's the retirement we all kind of dream about, right? And then there's the actual reality of what our current plans are going to give us. That big space in between, that's the retirement gap. And honestly, for most of us, it is way wider than we think.
So, what's the magic number we're aiming for? Well, financial studies are pointing to this. For a truly comfortable retirement, the average millennial is going to need a nest egg of about 1.6 crore rupees. That's the goal. Let's keep that number in our heads.
And now, for the dose of reality. The average corporate pension, it's on track to provide only about 30 lakh rupees. Just let that sink in for a second. The gap between that 1.6 crore goal and this, well, it's pretty massive, isn't it?
And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. Look at that difference. Over on the left, you've got this towering bar for your retirement goal, 1.6 crore. And then on the right, this much, much smaller bar for the average pension. This visual tells the whole story of why just relying on your pension is a huge, huge gamble.
So here's the bottom line. Your employer-sponsored pension might only be covering, what? About a quarter of what you're actually going to need. Look, it's an important piece of the puzzle, for sure, but it is not the whole picture. Not even close. And this is exactly why we need to be looking at other options.
Which brings us to the main event. In this corner, we've got the traditional corporate pension. And in the other corner, a more hands-on approach, personal investing through what's called a systematic investment plan, or SIP. It's basically just a simple way to automatically invest a set amount of money each month. Let's see how they stack up.
All right, let's break this down. First up, returns. Your EPF gives you a pretty steady 8%, which is nice. But an SIP, in equities, that could potentially hit 12% or even more over the long run. Now, control. Your pension is completely tied to your employer. With a personal SIP, you're the boss. You're in total control. Then there's how much you can invest in stocks. Pension plans like the National Pension System, the NPS, they actually cap your stock market investment at 75%. With an SIP, you decide. You can go all in if you want. And lastly, portability, which, as you're about to see, is a total game changer.
And that brings us to this huge, often overlooked factor, portability. This right here is the secret killer of your pension's growth. I mean, think about it. In today's world, switching jobs is totally normal. So tying your retirement savings to one company can seriously cripple the power of compounding.
Just think about your own career for a second. How many times have you already switched jobs? How many more times do you think you will? Switching 5 times over, say, a 30-year career, that's not even unusual anymore. And every single one of those moves has a direct and usually negative impact on a fund that's tied to an employer. This visual shows exactly what I mean. With a pension, every time you switch jobs, you basically break the compounding chain. You lose that precious momentum, and the growth slows down. But now, look at the path for a personal SIP. It's just one continuous, unbroken line. It doesn't care who you work for, it just keeps on compounding, job after job after job. That is where the real power to build wealth is. Okay, so, knowing all this, what do you do? What's the path forward? It's not about ditching your pension completely. It's about taking ownership of your own financial destiny. It's about building a strategy that works for you, not just for your current company. So here it is, the two futures laid out side by side. On one path, if you rely only on your pension, you're basically signing up for lower potential returns, less control, and that fragmented growth we talked about. But the other path, a hybrid approach that brings in personal SIPs, that opens the door to higher returns, gives you total control, and, most importantly, lets your money compound without any interruptions.
So, what can you do, like right now? It's time to get practical. Go find your latest EPF statement, and then run the numbers yourself. What could that same amount look like in a 12% SIP? If you have an NPS account, check what the equity limits are. The whole point here is to arm yourself with information. That's how you take control and really start to own your financial future.
You know, if there is just one thing you take away from all of this, it's this simple idea. Personal control equals superior compounding. It's that straightforward. When you are in the driver's seat, your money has the absolute best chance to grow, no matter where your career takes you. So the real question isn't just whether your pension is safe, it's whether it's enough. And for most of us, the answer is pretty clear. It's time to take control.